Hello guys, Chris McCarthy here and welcome to my day one review of the FIA Formula 3 post-season test, the third test as the guys now head to Imola. This is going to be the final post-season test of 2023. Sorry this video is coming in a little bit late and sorry if I look a little bit tired doing it as well. I've literally just got back home from the Freckers season finale at Hockenheim. Massive thanks to all of you for all your kind messages on that, and a massive congratulations to our champion Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Prema Racing. What a performance he put in, and now he's off to Formula 2 as well. But we're here to talk about Formula 3 and day one of testing over at Imola. This is going to be a little bit of a different video as I am a bit strapped for time today. So first of all, I'm just going to go through the driver changes that we had. There were, I guess we could say, 5 overall. I'm going to go to MP Motorsport first. We had 2 driver changes there. No Hadrian David, no Emo Fittipaldi Jr. This time. They brought in Gregoire Saucy, a familiar face to FIA Formula 3. He raced with ART Grand Prix for the last couple of seasons now, and he's come back for this final test. So some people, I guess, well, certainly me anyway, maybe circulation, given he's not been at the first 2 tests, maybe he's jumping in for a quick test as the Macau Grand Prix is starting to get very close now. Who knows what he's doing next season yet? We'll find out. And then the other one, the more talked about driver change, I think you could say, Casper Stuka, the reigning Italian F4 champion, the driver who went and got 9 race wins in a row to go and take that title, and everyone was crying out for him to get a seat. And as he put on his Twitter, it was a dream come true for him to get out in that car, and I think everyone as a feeder series community was so happy to see that happen. And he looked pretty quick out there as well. We'll go into that in just a second. The other names we had out there, sticking with F4, British F4 champion Louis Sharp. Now that season has concluded, he jumped in for Rodin Carlin, jumping in the car that Zane Maloney had been driving. We also had Alex Dunn out there as well. Now, he didn't do the full day. He jumped in the afternoon for Hitech Pulse 8 in the car that Luke Browning had been driving. Alex had been racing at Donington Park yesterday in GB3 in their season finale. So it did put down that he was only supposed to do day 2, but maybe he got there slightly earlier than planned, and they changed their plans. Who knows? But he was out there today with Luke Browning as well. So we had 31 drivers competing overall, and it was once again Prema Racing who were locking horns in terms of 2 teammates out front in Gabriele Mini and Dino Beganovic, 1-1 in terms of sessions, and that's not the first time this has happened in these post-season tests. At the end of the day though, Gabriele Mini ended up fastest with a 1:30.225, and he set that in the afternoon session. Then we had Ollie Goethe, a lot of familiar faces in the top 10 really. Ollie Goethe for Campos Racing was second. Then another Prema Racing car, Dino Beganovic, fell 3rd overall when the sessions were combined. Then Murray Boya for Campos Racing. So we're seeing a really good head-to-head form up here between Prema Racing and Campos in post-season testing. Yes, it's early days, but that gives us a good teaser as to what could come for next year. Leo Fornaroli, as he always has been, was up there once again in 5th. Likewise for Luke Browning, and he didn't do the full day. He was one of only 2 drivers who was actually in the top 10 overall with his morning time. The other was Gregoire Saucy in 8th. Big shout out to Arvid Lindblad, who was 7th overall. Arvid, top rookie as well, given he's come from F4 and given he's come off the back of quite a big knock really. Losing out on the Italian F4 title would have been a bit of a knock for him, definitely. So for him to now put that to one side, I think he'll enjoy getting back out in something different, and he's clearly shown that he's not lost any confidence behind the wheel. 7th place today, and he was only half a second off his more experienced teammate Dino Beganovic, so well done to him. Nikola Tsolov was 9th place, and fresh from coming over from Hockenheim, Martinius Stenshorne 10th, and I mean Martinius and Tim Tramnitz, because we had the awards ceremony last night. They were on a flight from Hockenheim a flight from Frankfurt over to Imola at 10 p.m. last night, so they would not have done any track walk. God knows what time they got there. It must have been early hours this morning, so they wouldn't have had a lot of kip. And Martinius actually did the most laps today as well, so fair play to the Norwegian driver. Let's talk about some of the new drivers who are out there. I'm scrolling through the results now. Alex Dunn, 14th for him overall, so impressive from the young Irishman there. Casper Stuka was P20 overall, 1.5 seconds off. I think for him, more than anything, it would have just been about getting laps in. Likewise for Louis Sharp as well, who was down in 27th place. And Joshua Dirksen, I'm not sure if I mentioned him earlier actually. He was out there as well, fresh from racing in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine for PHM Racing. Joshua Dirksen, he went in to replace Taylor Barnard. Taylor is over in Valencia with the McLaren Formula E team. He's been signed by them as a bit of a reserve driver, so fantastic news for Taylor, first of all, to have been signed as a reserve driver by McLaren for the Formula E team. Joshua Dirksen, really nice kid, I have to say. It's shown some fantastic pace, being on the podium in Formula Regional, and he also gained 17 places at Zandvoort just a couple of weeks ago in what was one of the drives of the season. So great to see him get his chance, and I'm interested to see what he does tomorrow. So like I said, this is going to be sadly a little bit of an unedited video, a bit raw, but I'll try and get back to normal business tomorrow. But hopefully that brings you up to speed with everything that we had out there. I'll, as ever, leave a link in the description to the results in full and to the press release, so you can go and have a read if you haven't already, and also to the live timing as well, so you can have a follow. But I'd say really the story of the day was Prema versus each other, Mini versus Beganovic, and Prema versus Campos in terms of the teams as well. Let's see how those new drivers get on tomorrow, and let's see what the likes of Gregoire Saucy can do. Like I said, now he's back in the car and with a full day ahead of him tomorrow. Let's see what he goes and does. We'll leave it there for now though. Thanks very much for watching. Do leave a like, do subscribe, do leave a comment as well. Let's continue conversation. I really appreciated that in the other videos. Any comments, any questions on what's been going on in Formula 3, let me know below and I'll answer all of them in as much detail as I can. But thanks very much for your support. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with a day 2 review tomorrow. Bye bye.